Oh boy, here we go. So Chapter 7 Season 3 is finally coming to an end, and I have some thoughts on it. I would spend more time on the intro, but we got a lot to talk about, so without further ado, let's get running.
Get ROI, got high so fast I don't even got try. EOI, ROI, I'm 6'7", you 4'5". My money up. I got the quack, got the money that I waddle away. Lucky ducks. Got the quack, got the money. If you don't, I'ma put you in a box.
Before we actually talk about Season 3, we should recap the Shattered event. So we begin in the Sevens bunker because obviously you have a brain and pick Team Foundation. The majority of the event can be boiled down to the Tooth Fairy and Bobby Drake beating each other's asses until eventually the map is cut in half like we're on MasterChef.
Where's the lamb sauce? Come on.
And when the dust settled, Team Ice King took home the win, to I and many others' disappointment. However, it wasn't all bad as we did get to see him get ripped out of existence moments later.
Hey, I got the fucker's head!
And if all of that wasn't enough, we then don the Infinity Blade and use it to smite the Dark Harvester with unholy levels of aura. Then we cut back to Jones right before...
I ain't know he was gonna kill him, man. I ain't know he was gonna kill him.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Overall, this was literally the best live event ever, 11 out of 10, absolute cinema. When Season 3 actually launched, it basically just bust on the door, looked at Showdown, and said,
Fuck you.
Yeah, this season is basically Chapter 7.5, so let's start chipping away all the new stuff added on launch day. The Battle Pass was fine this season, the only notable inclusion was Cluster. He's basically just your creepy uncle as a Fortnite character.
Big night planned.
You're a quick little fish, huh?
Why don't you have a seat right there?
Obviously the most notable new feature was the map, and I'm not going to talk about all the POIs, just what I find to be the highlights. Frosted Flats was the most chaotic location this season, meaning it had the most action and fights, which as you'll come to see was actually a good thing. Sunken Shores was basically just a flooded version of Coney Crossroads from Chapter 3. Chopped Shop was another highlight. This was the most Chapter 1 style POI I've seen modern Fortnite produce, and I love it as a result. Lifty Lodge was interesting because the actual named part of the POI was just two small huts, but around the corner was a giant-ass Clausy Lodge 2.0. Not a complaint, just an observation. The Shattered Coast is kind of a mixed bag for me. On one hand, it's got some really cool biomes and most of the locations are solid, but the whole map kind of feels cheap and not as well designed as the Golden Coast was. At the launch, we got 4 new guns. First, there was the Satan Rifle, the Chaos Exploder Rifle. It was literally the strongest thing ever created by humanity. Luckily, it also got massive nerfs in post-launch updates. The new Burst Rifle is basically just a reskin of the Chapter 2 AUG.
There's 2 of them!
The Extended Mag Shotgun was actually really fun to use, essentially being a gatekeeper but with a muzzle slapped on it. Lastly, we got the new John Wick pistol that worked like a Helldiver's gun, and you could even throw the mag at people.
Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
But every gun in the loot pool was completely pointless when you had the prime MCU ass Ultron Ranger pistol.
Scream and your entire staff dies.
The season also gave us the 7 sliders. These were the main mobility item and they basically just let you get out of any fight without any consequences. I feel like I'm forgetting something. These little chuds are the sprites, and they're basically just augments from Chapter 4, but now in a marketable form. I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but if you're curious on my thoughts on them, go watch my shorts I made ranking every single sprite.
That is my impression of American advertising.
My main issues from the sprite system this season was how ratty they made people play. Every single match you played this season had at least one little runjack who'd rather leave the game than actually fight you. On top of that, the system also created a black market of people trading and scamming kids online for money.
I'm going to show you guys a glitch to literally get yourselves the mythical Grim Sprite.
Shut the fuck up!
The whole sprite economy had 2 major problems. One, the sprites were being mass traded on Discord, meaning 0 Point and Grim sprites were completely worthless and had no rarity to them. And 2, the knock-on effect of this was that because your chances of getting a 0 Point or Grim were so astronomically low, there was no fun in even hunting for them. Whether you got them just boiled down to your connections and if you were willing to talk to potential weirdos on Discord.
Children. I love children.
I'd like to preface, I like sprites. I just hate how the extraction mechanics work, and I feel like it goes against the core gameplay loop of Battle Royale, drawing me more towards other modes like Reload and OG for a real Battle Royale experience.
It sucked, man.
Our first update of the season brought us the Gummy sprites.
Gummy!
And this is where we begin to run into the problems. You see, for most of June, the only content added were new sprites and new sprite variants. And then we got the Gone Wild update, and all it brought was a handful of new sprites. Outside of sprites, all we got was an unvaulted AR, shock rocks, and the quack snacks. Now, sprites are still decent content, but there's 2 massive problems here. During Showdown, we were spoiled like fat-ass pigs, being given tons of weekly updates and drops. So then, going to a season that drip feeds us content is always going to be jarring. Also, once again, sprites are literally just augments.
Oh no! Which one do I shoot?
And back in Chapter 4, we used to get like 7 new augments in one update alongside new items and map changes. The first major update of this month was the Hot Bat Summer event.
I just got killed by this plant whore.
We got some unvaults, some gizmos, and even a new vehicle.
Does this motherfucker look like a Batmobile to y'all?
The most interesting part of this update was probably the new Victory Royale system, allowing you just to jump on the battle bus and fly away. The last addition we got this month was the Bank Shot Pistol, which is basically just a mammoth pistol, but you aim at people's feet instead of their head. And that's literally all we got for a whole month. In total, we got 2 items, 3 unvaults, 3 new sprites, 2 new sprite variants, which is less than half of what we got in Act 2 of Season 2. This month kicked off with the Spider-Man update.
Oh boy, yeah.
Bringing us the best item ever made. So this was instantly the best update of the season.
This is something else.
The only other things added were the new Dark Voyager boss as well as the final sprite variant. And that was it for Season 3 in terms of updates. Once again, I need to preface, this season had a decent amount of content, and I was never really bored, but Season 2 just had so much more, so it's kinda hard to not compare them. This season's story was absolutely incredible. It primarily revolved around Geno and the Seven, as they try to find out who the mole is amongst them that was feeding information to the Dark Voyager. Meanwhile, Hope had her own subplot of trying to awake Jones from his coma after the accident. My only real issue with the storyline this season was that the Seven found out Geno was pretending to be the visitor off-screen, but everything else was basically perfect. And the season's storyline all culminated with the unstable story moment. This event was surprisingly amazing. So Sloan was basically trying to stabilize the 0 Point until bloody Geno decided to hack into the 0 Point himself. Then Epic decided to give everyone a seizure before we restart the entire map and a large-ass cartridge popped up, teasing that it was in fact Dr. Eggman who stole the 0 Point.
I'm pissing on the moon!
Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3 was different. That's the only word I can really describe it as. Sprites were an interesting mechanic, but they just didn't really work well in Battle Royale. Unfortunately, Epic have confirmed sprites will be staying for Season 4, and I'm not happy about it. But I'm not surprised after the major success the game saw because of them. Overall, I'd give this season a 7 out of 10, the same ranking I gave Pacific Break, however I like Pacific Break a little bit more, just because you could actually fight people in that season. So far, Season 4 looks very promising. A gaming-themed season has the potential to be one of the best. So, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.